Hi everybody and welcome once again to another lecture of this self-knowledge course. Today, as you can see here, we are going to be studying about the two kinds of knowledge that exist, objective and subjective. Well, remember that if you have any question regarding this topic, you can leave it down there in the comment section down below. And we're going to be very happy to answer any question you may have and clearing out any doubt you may have regarding this topic or the self-knowledge course in general. Also, you're going to be finding the access link to the WhatsApp group, to the Telegram group, and the access link to the YouTube channel. Okay, through these groups, you can communicate directly with the instructors, and also we are going to be sending the complementary material of these classes. We're going to be sending the charts and also the audios. And in the WhatsApp, in the YouTube channel, excuse me, you're going to be finding all the conferences we teach in this self-knowledge course. Well, the objective of this conference is to learn the difference between the objective knowledge and the subjective knowledge. Also to understand which one serves us for our inner advancement and the negative consequences that the accumulation of subjective knowledge brings to our consciousness. These are the objectives of this lecture. The first thing we need to understand is that there are two worlds, the external world and the internal world. Each one of these worlds has its own reality. The external world is made up of all the things that we know externally. Since we see them and we can touch them, we believe they are real, and we allow ourselves to be fascinated by them. But if we analyze correctly, all these things that make up the external world are of a passing nature. Everything passes. People pass, buildings pass, continents pass, animals pass, things pass. Okay? In the outside world, we form our personality by imitating other people. When studying personality, we find that it is governed by social norms, what is allowed and not allowed in society. The legislation, the conduct, moral and religious precepts that we learn from society, what we learn in school through kindergarten, the primary school, secondary, universities, specializations, etc., etc. What we humans don't see is that all the things of the personality sooner or later will change or disappear too. Many things that we learned years ago were later modified, and so on. The subjective or the personality knowledge atrophies consciousness, alienates it, it mechanizes us, turns us into theorists. It atrophies our intellectual center. Clearly speaking, if one desires self-realization, the less acquired subjective knowledge he has, well, the better. Remember also that sooner or later our physical body will die and our personality will disintegrate. We know that the personality is temporary. Therefore, all knowledge received by it will also be temporary and will be lost the moment that the personality disintegrates. The inner world is different. In it, we find two kinds of realities. One is the free and conscious essence, the 3%, and the other is the essence trapped in the psychological self, the 97%. But 100% of our essence is what truly counts. It is our being. That essence is our particular God, the real, the true, the eternal, the beautiful, what does not pass in each one of us. Since our consciousness is asleep, we don't even know that we came to this world with an objective: to know ourselves, to know our particular God. In order to know ourselves, well, it is necessary to know our inner world. And that is what counts. That is what really counts. Okay, this is the important thing. In order to know our inner world, the first thing is to observe it, or learn to observe it, since the sense of self-observation, which is the sense that allows us to observe it, is atrophied in the majority of humans, in the majority of us. One of our sparks lies within it. We see that we must release it. For this, it is necessary to understand why this defect was created, how it fits, how it controls us, and beg our particular Divine Mother to eliminate it. As you can see here, these are the steps to practice the psychological death. Okay, first we have to self-observe ourselves in order to discover those psychological defects trying to manifest through our several centers, the centers of this human machine. Then we have to judge what is trying to manifest through us. And then we are going to receive the understanding. Okay, the understanding if that what is trying to manifest is a psychological defect, or if it is our consciousness trying to manifest. If we understand that is a psychological defect trying to manifest, then we have to ask our Divine Mother to eliminate it with the phrase, Divine Mother, eliminate this I or this psychological defect from me. Okay, these are the steps to free, to release this 97% of essence that is trapped within all these erroneous ways of being we have, all this ego. The essence will be freed, and once emancipated, awakens its consciousness and receives from the Father its own objective knowledge, its vocation within our microcosm. If we proceed in this way, with each of our defects, our being will begin to integrate, and we will awaken an objective knowledge, since it is a knowledge of our being. It is a knowledge that does not pass away. It is the wisdom of our unconsciousness. The word knowledge comes from knowing, which tells us that it is something that has to be done personally. Most of us, in the process of intellectualization, believed that learning mechanically or memorizing was enough. And we became believers in everything we have been told. But we have not known anything that supposedly we know. We missed the most important part of knowing, which is checking for ourselves. In order to develop objective knowledge, it is necessary to create the internal bodies of the being, which allow us to get to know the different dimensions of nature and the cosmos. If we make the mistake of not creating our higher bodies of the being, we will never know ourselves in an objective way. In these bodies, we will integrate the being and the knowledge. Inner or objective knowledge is not a question of theory or readings or stories. It is something practical that we have to do based on the three factors. Psychological death, which is the factor that is going to help us release the trapped essence. Spiritual birth, which is the factor that is going to help us create these existential bodies, and sacrifice for humanity, which is the factor that is going to help us develop selfless love, okay? If we do not die, the essence is not released, and therefore we do not advance towards wisdom. If we are not born, then the existential bodies of the being are not created, which allow us to know the different dimensions of nature, to acquire all the knowledge, okay, of those dimensions. If we do not sacrifice ourselves, we will not consciously integrate ourselves into the law of love. We have 7 consciousness. They are embryos within our sexual creative energy. And when we learn to create ourselves, we develop each one of these consciousness. With the physical body, we get to know the 3rd dimension. With the vital body, we will know the 4th dimension and the gene paradises. With the astral body, we will know all the stars and planets. With the mental body, we will know the world of atoms, and we will be able to extract wisdom from them. With the body of the will, we will know the electronic worlds or planets of the Christ, everything that is, has been, and will be. With the Buddhic body, we will know the electromagnetic worlds, the true happiness. And with the Atmic body, we will immerse ourselves in the ocean of light. Without these 7 bodies or objective knowledge, it is impossible to begin to know the universe and the gods. The Greeks taught that one had to know oneself first in order to know the universe and the gods. The objective knowledge allows us to know what is real, the purpose of existing, our role in the universe. It allows us to merge with our being. And if we want to reach objective knowledge, we have to check and practice these teachings. The word knowledge, as I said before, comes from knowing. If one does not know, one doesn't have knowledge. And if we want to know the universe, we have to refer to knowing our internal worlds first. No book or theory can give us that internal knowledge that is based on our own experimentation, because so-and-so speaks very well, has a good memory, retains different works and authors and all those things. We say, that guy does know. that guy does have knowledge. But what knowledge? What kind of knowledge? For example, when you teach to the letter, repeating what the teachers taught, for you it is a lie, and anyone could tell you you are a liar. How can they be sure that this is so? And this is because you have not checked or verified it yet. Each one must acquire their own knowledge. Then you are going to talk about your own knowledge. That is why we say and urge everyone not to believe us, to hurry, to directly experience this knowledge, to verify it, and for this we give the practices that allow us to do so. Although it is true that an objective theory is important because it shows us the steps to follow. What is truly important is that we come to verify such theories so as not to speak based on what a book or a master says, but with knowledge of fact. The masters lay the foundations for each one of us to develop direct communication with our being and come to have our own knowledge. But that will depend on the path we want to choose, the path of the practitioner or that of the believer. And well, this was today's conference. Thank you very much for joining us. Next week, we will look at a pretty important topic. We will be talking about lust and how to work on it to achieve chastity. Since the basis of our work, of this, our inner work, is chastity. So we will see various defects and details that prevent us from achieving it. So thank you very much, and until next time.